Last time on the Great Ace Attorney. So everything is clear with regard to tomorrow's arrangements, I trust?
Yes, thank you very much.
Very good. There is nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Wait, what did he just say? Susato-san!
Tomorrow, I must begin my journey back home to Japan. I fear we may never meet again. Oh, right. Both Iris and Mr. Naruhodo believe you to be innocent, Gina. They've put their faith in you, but somehow you can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
Yeah, that's right, I can't. What of it?
I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they've invested in you.
Eh? What about what you said before? You said something about unforgivable lies.
You must tell Mr. Naruhodo and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a judicial assistant.
So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder.
And the bog trotter told me I weren't to mutter a word of it to no one.
But he's dead now, so I'm seeing that he's probably not going to do it now, is he?
Oh, to be sure, I heard every word you said. Now, you're cursed for the rest of your life.
I'm going to give you a gypsy curse!
Haley's having a big operation right now, Ginny. Is he gonna be alright?
Oh, the pain! Oh, my organs!
Oh, the toil! Oh, the suffering! My goodness, will someone not save me?
Oh, Hurley,
like-
stop whining.
They're like tickling his toes. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness, I cannot bear anymore.
Mr. Sholmes, that was only the anesthetic.
Goodness.
Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope.
Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go.
Watch me and see if you can copy.
Whoop.
Oh, God, that's freaky.
Oh, no!
Make your eyes do this.
All right, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruhodo?
Derpy faces.
There! How's that?
I think we found the thumbnail, guys.
Yes.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Taylor.
Yes. And now, let's jump into the game. However, if you like what we do, you know what you gotta do. We do appreciate it very much, so if you could at least hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out.
Yeah. We also do the game and play the voice.
Oh God, I knew I forgot something!
That's alright, I said it the wrong way around.
No! Okay, fine. I thought I was doing so well. We've learned how stereoscopes work. Great.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
We had to we
went
had to struggle
cross-eyed.
to learn how to cross our eyes. Yep.
And if I'm completely honest, I can't remember what we're doing. So if we click on move, if you let your concentration slip, you might miss what people say.
Yeah, Pete. If you let your concentration slip, you might forget what people say.
I think we were are we just examining the place, I think, now?
Are we not going to show us stuff?
Well, we had found out that those pawnbroker tickets are basically
Kitty cats.
Yeah,
Kitty cats.
are stereoscope images.
Yes. Oh shit! Okay, well, I've pressed present.
Poor Ginny. This is all my fault, really. But she'll be alright, won't she? In court tomorrow, I mean.
Ah, yes. Right, I mean, I'll defend her with everything I've got.
Oh, pouty. Oh dear.
So, she'll be alright, won't she?
Am I that bad at instilling confidence?
Okay, right, so nothing from that. And we know that these are stereoscope images, so fine, let's just ignore that. And let's examine the scene. We could talk to this fellow.
The police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it.
Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts.
Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely.
We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still, I've been on my feet for about 16 hours now. We'll be working through the night, that's for sure, and even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface.
A crime in a pawnbroker's. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare.
It's every couple's worst nightmare, you know? The crime and the pawnbrokers.
You know, Ryunosuke.
I just said that.
Ryunosuke, if only you had advanced the text, sir. Okay, so, there's this thing.
I'm not sure I'll ever see my wife and family again.
That ledger that's open on the counter there really is enormous, isn't it? It must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
It's too much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head, if you ask me.
But clearly Mr. Wonderbank was very careful when it came to articles in his care. To the articles in his care.
There's the door. We'll look at the door in a moment. There's the music player.
That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Runo?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
Great song.
What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks.
Glare. Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell Gregson to have a word.
Oh, there we go.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scottish Yard.
Oh, dear. Oh, okay, there's this stuff.
These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know.
Are
you all right, Runo?
Oh, it's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole. But when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue.
That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever.
You know,
I'm going to take this horse statue.
I actually thought you were doing a bit there until I read the text. I was like, oh, okay, that's where they're going with that. Stereoscope.
This is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. It makes you think. When Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday, we were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen.
Okay, there's the Ica one. It's not going to be evidence.
I'm fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Ah, yes, as I recall, we spent about 1 hour looking for it before we could actually move on to the next bit.
Don't remind us.
I feel personally attacked.
We knew what we were doing.
Here we are. Though I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
It's like a Polaroid camera. Yes. But it's not a camera.
Oh, yes, that's a folding stereoscope.
Really? This is a Ryunosuke.
We've been through this.
Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke.
Makoto, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be in this
This is
game.
a stereoscope.
This is a...
I'm just your average, ordinary Japanese lawyer.
Oh, for God's sake.
Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. But for that, he used the great big contraption over there.
Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside.
Oh, they're only one step away from actual animations then. If they spin the carousel.
But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
I wonder if I could make money out of these in Japan. Would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway.
I must speak to
What?
I must speak to Professor Miyamoto.
What does that have to do with keeping the toilet sparkling clean?
I don't know. I don't see the correlation.
That just seems like... What?
Maybe a lot of people use his toilet? I guess.
Or I guess maybe he's saying that he has so little else to do that he basically just scrubs his toilet.
I
Rianowski, that's weird.
It could be.
I don't know. Yeah. Like it's really stretching the punchline there. I've not a clue. Bobby, let's look at this.
Ah, look here.
What's all this then? Susato.
Oh yes, a bullet hole. And I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall.
Presumably, Mr. Winterbank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time.
Well, Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
You're right, Taylor.
I'm just I'm imagining just the it's very patriotic for him to just shoot his gun inside of his drawing room. I'm just like, this isn't America. What are you talking about?
A true patriot.
Sorry?
It's all there in the Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, you know. Isn't that right, Iris?
Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps.
In jest?
Oh dear.
Well, he doesn't do it often. It's quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often. He shouldn't even do it once.
Forget that for now, Runo. Let's examine this bullet.
Hologram goggles, activate.
What's that around the bullet? Blood, Rianowski. That would be blood. That would be blood, Rianowski.
Well, I mean, it's not pink, so it's hard to tell. It's not.
Is it?
No, it's just strawberry jam.
It's not hot pink, so.
A suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that.
Oh, there's the music.
Yes, get the luminol. What?
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runo?
Good lord. Ugh, I have a feeling I'm not as bloody. So the secret is Iris's hair is actually not that color. It's just covered in Danganronpa blood.
Oh, no!
And that's how she gets bloody minded, because it's the blood over her mind.
Ew. That's gross, pal.
I'm not as bloody minded as you, Iris. Bloody hell, you might say.
Oh no, but then that would mean Sasato's kimono's covered in blood
No!
too. Like partially washed out.
Well, all from the throwing of people, I presume.
Yeah.
From the people
all
throwing.
the Susato takedowns that she's done to people
That's
over the
it.
years.
She's actually like a pro wrestler in Japan.
I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold.
Oh, there's all this blood.
Blood.
There you have it, you see. When it comes to blood, then we're all...
Oh, they did it funny.
What blood group are you?
It's just like,
We are vampires.
God.
No, it's very clever because different types when it comes to blood.
Yeah.
Because there's blood types.
Yup.
Ho ho.
Yep.
Oh, physical pain. Episode over. Yes, what a scientific observation.
Nope.
So, you need this.
No, not the gun. Please, not the gun.
It's the
luminol gun.
It's the bullet analysis gun.
Bullet analysis. It probably is.
Oh, no. What is that scary-looking thing?
It is a little bit worrying that all of Iris's contraptions are gun-shaped. It's like,
What can I say? I just like guns.
yeah, I mean, God.
Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you can see it in action, you'll understand what it does.
She like points at the officer and he shoots him and he dies immediately. It's like,
Mrs. Wilson, could I ask you to refrain from pointing gun-shaped objects at me?
Oh, it's perfectly perfectly fine. If I just shoot you, I'll just ask Gregson to cover it up for me.
Oh, well,
No love lost there. You're just a number in the machine.
Oh, wow. Deep.
No, a cog in the watch, as it were.
Cog in the watch.
all in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
I do make Iris out to be so horrible. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
she's not horrible.
She does, like, whip out guns at any moment. It's just like,
But
it's
I don't
it's
think she's going to
frightening.
go off
She's
and kill
American.
Just a typical American child.
Well, howdy there. I got my gun.
Let's advance the text, guys, before we
Sorry.
actually upset somebody.
Sorry.
Oh gosh.
Oh, God.
No!
What?
This is worse.
Oh. Oh.
It is luminal, or kind of.
Oh, the color of the bloodstain has
I
changed.
call it the censorship gun.
There. Does it make sense now?
Yes, I think I'm starting to understand.
Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see.
Oh god, does it like light up a different
Oh,
colour
God,
depending on the
yeah.
type?
I guess
Oh.
So I guess that's going to be
so.
something
So
we're
it'll be
going to have
able
to
to
figure
see
out.
if there's somebody else been there who was bloody that would show up in a
I
different
like,
colour.
though, that it turned green in that image, but then when you look at the picture, it is still
It's
very
so
much
red.
red.
Yeah, but then it's going to be one of the. We're going to have one of those cases, aren't we, where it's like, oh, look, these two people have different blood types. Look, you can see it everywhere in the shop, and it's like, well, what if those two people had the same blood type? You wouldn't be able to differentiate it because the color would be the same. I'm calling it.
Well, you've just ruined it now.
If you wish to test the different types of blood, I would be all too happy to sunder the limbs from the arms of the witness, my Nipponese friend.
Pass me a straw. I'll suck it up from.
No,
I'll
no,
give a
that's
sample.
no, it's disgusting.
Yes! How wonderful!
The chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change colour. So you can identify whose blood is it that you're looking at in a flash.
Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris!
Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding great.
Oh, for God's sake, the blood. Oh,
really just
oh my
twig.
God, it took me a sec. I didn't realize. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Darling.
I said frick.
Oh, okay.
Stop accusing me of
It
saying
always
the word.
sounds like
Yeah,
the
because
other
it's an
F word.
alternative to the F word.
It just sounded like the other one.
Well, dang it. Whose
Okay.
blood are we looking at then?
I don't know.
So, whose blood are we looking at then?
Well, all the chemical does is turn the blood a different colour, so
I've just ruined the crime
just
scene.
find someone whose blood turns the same colour and you'll know who it belongs to in a flash.
That's right, because everyone's blood is completely unique when it comes to the types.
It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it?
One flash or two, this could well turn out to be a very valuable clue.
Unless they have the same blood type.
Yeah.
And it looks like we have something to do,
Oh.
so that Iris's invention will come through.
Oh.
So we must make a note of it in the court record.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay.
Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to the portfolio.
As long as I have reagent.
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 The regent.
As long as I
you
have
did it.
regions
Oh, no.
left.
I am a hypocrite.
You are.
I used the wrong F word. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Gavels all around. Oh, yes, this is Inspector Gregson. I've been called in here on a report of somebody using Nazi language.
Who's been a very naughty lassie?
Anyway, once again, trying to steer this ship back into back
want
on
to crash
track.
into the rocks.
What do you mean? We've been dashed against the rocks right and left since we started this whole thing. It's really been like a slow train wreck.
A train wreck in slow motion.
Glacial, you could say.
Oh,
You might even say a bloody train wreck. Shall we advance to the text?
no. As long as I have reagent left, sure.
Okay.
Iris, why are you giggling like that? This isn't funny. This is a murder
Go
scene.
talk to the other Bobby.
This officer has been staring intently at the wall.
I was just pretending to do my job. It's a very nice piece.
Wait,
I've actually been taking a nap under my helmet.
but it turns out that what that is that's actually a mannequin with a police outfit that's been brought into the pawn shop, and they just stood him in the doorway.
Yeah, it's like those modern day deterrents where they have like a sticker in a shop window or a
Yeah,
cardboard cutout.
no,
of
that's-
police
No, it's like in metal. It's metal. It's like in Metal Gear: The Phantom Pain, where you can like send in a blow-up soldier to confuse the enemy. It's just like a blow-up Bobby to make people think the crime scene's being monitored. Invented by Iris, naturally.
His mind
Fired
is
out of a
completely
gun.
destroyed.
Shh! Keep it down.
Oh, sorry?
There's a major clue just here.
Really? Then we must tell Gregsy at once.
But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer.
What?
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I haven't been home in 2 days already. I'll need another constable to relieve me and take over me shift.
Ah. They really have a tough time, the British police.
Oh no.
That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it?
No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Oh, this is the dialogue hinting us to investigate the calendar.
Just in case we had.
Very helpful.
But we're already 50 paces ahead.
Okay, well, 50. No, that's a bit generous. Let's say 5. Just 5. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Well, the problem is we get 5 paces ahead and then we get off on a tangent and we run about 20 steps back.
yeah.
Behind that door, it's the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Gregsy said.
Oh dear. Sad Susato.
Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through the little window in the door.
Oh, sinister strings.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no.
Mr. Winterbank, face down on the floor, with Gina beside him.
As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation.
Yes.
Yes, of course. And we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime.
I'm just waiting for the bubbly music again.
Don't worry. If there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Okay, so I guess that activates.
We have to move.
We have to move.
We have to move.
to the storeroom. Da 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 da. Poor Mr. Windybank.
Oh dear.
Oh goodness.
Oh, is that the trunk?
Oh, yes.
Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely.
I'm sure.
It's almost like she's a 10-year-old child at a murder scene.
I'm sure as somebody gives her an excuse to get a gun out, she'll open right back up again.
Yeah. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room.
Yes,
only
Miss
last
Susato,
night.
perhaps. No need to say that quite so loud.
Oh,
Oh,
where
there
did
he
you
is.
come from?
Eyebrows is back. Oh!
Hi.
Just running away.
Wait, Inspector!
What?
What is it now, sunshine?
You took one look at me and tried to run away.
You think a Scottish Yard inspector would run away from some jumped-up little defence lawyer, do you?
Oh dear.
I just, well...
Chips in pocket.
Oh, that was a mistake, it was. I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I didn't know what to say to her.
So you weren't running away from me. You were running away from a 10-year-old.
I was not.
I'm afraid this is all a little much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector.
There. It's not as bad as it seems.
Don't worry, little child. He didn't blow his entire head off. He just blew out the back of his skull. So it's fine.
Oh, no.
It could have been much worse. I mean, last week I saw a disemboweling from Jack the Ripper.
Eddie,
But most of Mr. Windybank's blood did stay inside his body. So it's okay.
I mean, but comparatively, this is nothing at all. I mean, organs strewn left and right, splaying on the ground. I mean, when you compare it to that, this is really not very horrific at all. Would you like a chip?
Damn it, Taylor!
Oh,
I was gonna say the same thing!
You'll want me to put... Here, let me just squeeze this ketchup all over them. This blood, I mean ketchup.
Oh, no. You're all terrible people.
Anyway, sorry.
Don't trouble yourself, unduly. Unduly.
Don't undulate yourself. Your ladyship.
Don't undulate in the crime scene. It's very disrespectful. Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship.
Oh, dear.
I mean, at least you're not dead, are you?
Oh, my God!
It's so weird because he's so serious, and then all of a sudden,
then he just does that.
Speaking of undulating,
I'm sure she's very cheered up now.
oh my goodness me! Well, it's cheered me up.
at least you're not dead, are you?
Oh, no.
Oh gosh.
Gregson, I don't think you're helping me.
I don't think that went very well.
Oh, you think?
Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine, and I told you not to get under my feet. Under my feet, not under my feet.
And we have invested.
Just rev a chainsaw at the end there, Taylor.
For God's sake. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
What has happened today?
It's not a good episode.
What has
You're right there, Sarah. You seem to be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
So I mean, and that's not to mention about how much struggling the viewers are going to be doing trying to actually watch any of this.
They're going to be like, okay, it's been about a half an hour. They've moved one room.
Yep.
And we.
Okay.
Focus. Focus. And we have investigating to do ourselves. Very serious.
Yes.
Serious face.
I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say.
What was that?
Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, could you say that a little bit louder? I can't hear you all the way down there under my feckin' heel.
Oh, Hurley.
And inquire into how Mr. Sholmes' operation is going.
Oh, I thought that went all right.
Do we want to talk to him, or do we want to examine the scene first?
Presumably, we'll need to talk to him first, I would
Yeah,
think.
hopefully he'll
Okay.
like bugger off.
No, I suspect we'll ask him
So-
about stuff. We'll see things and...
Inspector,
Sorry, go on. Yep. Proceed. Please.
Inspector, what do you
Oh my god, the
make of the scene here?
The freaking delay. It's like I say something and you start talking and then suddenly stop after like 3 seconds. And it's like, oh, for God's sake.
Well, I'm not sure if you're doing it on purpose.
No,
It's like,
no.
You're pausing to continue. And then it's like, okay, go on. Yep, continue. Yep. Sure, you got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand? What do your elvish eyes see?
So, Gregsy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, of course. Oh, yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain.
That's a good boy.
Jeez.
Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scottish Yard police attended to the scene.
Scottish Yard.
Da, da, da.
The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside.
Gregsy, I didn't know you liked musicals. Are you starring in a show?
Oh no, it's another locked room mystery. Bugger all! So it was locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officers doing?
No. Quite right, ma'am, quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh my. Oh. My goodness.
I think Sasato's more.
As you can see,
Sasato's more just surprised at Gregson's singing, not
Yeah.
not the statement.
I'm not sure why. I just figured like the bouncing back and forth is kind of like a sing-songy whatever.
It makes
works.
sense.
It does work.
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thuswise. And next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vile gutter child.
Oh,
That's a nice
okay,
way of
that's
referring
nice.
to it.
Lovely.
Are you talking about
No,
Ginny?
no.
She's my friend, you know,
Oh.
Inspector.
Oopsie.
Oh dear, I meant the, no, I meant the other gutter child that was there. That, yep, different urchin.
Gregsy.
Different urchin entirely.
Do I have to get the whip?
Do I have to get my whip gun?
The whip gun.
It just fires a whip out.
I will beat you into submission, you
With my
filthy
boxing
boy.
glove gun.
Yeah, like a Jack in the Box. They just uppercuts him in the
Oh
chin.
no, it just fires like whole new boxing gloves every time.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. And I'm afraid to say, she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes!
No!
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
That it wasn't Ginny. Don't argue with me.
I suppose I can also be telling you that Santa Claus is real and the Easter Bunny drops off gifts every whatever. When is Easter?
April.
Well, it depends.
I feel
in
like-
areas.
Every
I feel
April.
like it's in character for Gregson to not know when Easter is.
But that's true, isn't it, Gregsy? Santa is real. Gregsy, are you just shattering my childhood dreams again?
No, that's oh, look over there. Presumably it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. We're doing great.
sorry.
This is good. In her pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom? No, the key to her heart, you fucking Nimrod.
And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. That's an interesting expression he's got on there.
Hello, Mr. Sato.
Hey.
He just needs to put the hand on the shoulder.
Yeah. Hey.
The old shoulder touch.
All of which leaves her ladyship's friend in something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid.
What is
Not
with
bad.
that look?
It's a bit suave,
Suspect.
isn't it?
Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding.
Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is.
Gregsy, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished?
Oh, goodness, child.
Oh wait, I can hear him whinging from here. He's fine.
It's so terrible. Oh, they're tickling my toesies. Oh.
My toesies.
Is Hurley all right? Is he?
The thing is,
Don't miss your words, Inspector. Please.
blood everywhere, on the floor, on the ceiling, all over the doctor.
Okay, maybe mince them a little bit.
He was like mincemeat the last time I saw him.
Oh my goodness.
Utter mincemeat.
Inspector
I think most of its internal organs became external organs, which was not a.
We're trying to figure out on which side the heart goes. Is it the left or the right? I can't remember.
Yes, and I'm not sure where this has come from either. Maybe I went a bit too happy with the bone saw.
This is a very unusually shaped organ.
In fact, we were finished just a moment ago, and then we noticed a thing on the side there, and went.
And then my watch was gone, you see.
Damn it, Taylor! Why are we essentially the same person?
You're in sync.
We're thinking the same jokes. What is happening?
My watch was missing, and I noticed this big lung on the side here.
Which lung?
I thought that wasn't there before we started.
I don't think you're supposed to have any spare parts.
Yeah, how many lungs are in the human body again? 2.
Oh, blast.
What bother?
Oopsie. Oopsie daisy.
That's probably fine. I believe that lungs grow back. Yes.
They're on the inside anyway. They're on the inside, so it doesn't matter if nobody sees. Nobody'll know.
You can manage without one, right?
Oh my god.
I'll turn it into cat food. I'm sure it will be much appreciated.
Sad Susato.
It's a bad time to be laughing when it's getting serious. Oh no!
We're ruining the sad parts, guys! We're ruining the sad parts!
I'm sorry!
We're gonna have people on our backs! We're gonna get cancelled!
That's it, Sarah. Forcefully expel the laughing from your body with coughs.
The problem is you're making it worse.
A few moments later.
You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
To shreds, unfortunately. No. The operation's done and dusted.
The organs are done and dusted. What, just like new?
It's just that, well...
Out with it!
Aye, my ships! Yes, ma'am! They used something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing. Renders the whole body insensitive.
The whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible?
It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness, in the Empire of Japan, we could just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
The trouble is the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I
And then
hear.
they gave him too much and now he's dead.
Oh no.
And now that the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up. I changed my accent. They can't get him to wake up, apparently.
Oh my!
No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in his system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted.
The key will be to take the Stradivarius in there
Yeah.
and then to just play it incorrectly. Or say, or just go in there and be like,
There's something in need of deducing. What? Oh, hello, Mr. Naruhodo. How good to see
Just
you.
in there and you're just like, this reminds me of a puzzle!
But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes around again.
Early.
The moment he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word to you. And honestly, they only said there was about a 75% chance his legs wouldn't work again. So, you know, honestly, that's a 1 in 4 chance he'll be right as rain.
Set me off again,
That's pretty
please.
good. What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way.
Okay.
Go on then. You gotta investigate the rest of the room before I'll talk to you about the rest of the stuff.
Let's show him the portfolio. The blood samples. Oh.
Inspector Gregson, could you give me your opinion about this, do you think?
Could you sod off?
We don't tend to share sunshine, not with the general public.
In that case, Gregsy, how about some herbal tea?
Inhaling it.
Glug, 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 glug.
What is it, an endless cup?
Oh, that hit the spot, lady, my little lady.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much. That really hit the spot. Your
I love the
ladyship.
glassy-eyed expression at the end. Like,
I
he's just like,
know.
oh.
The saucer is clipping into his hand and it really bothers me.
Oh no, now you've made me aware of it.
Oh, no.
Why would you do that?
His thumb's also clipping into the cup.
It's true, yes it is. Oh god, the clipping!
You don't mind sharing that, then?
Okay, and I guess the last thing we'll try the photos. Nope.
No.
Okay.
More tea?
Clip, 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 clip. In fact, I've just noticed that as he animates, the cup is in, like, the wrong place in his hand. Oh god, we're finding the faults!
Stop it!
Right, okay, so let's have a look around
Let's
the
have
room.
No, we're not just ruining the sad parts, we're ruining like the rest of the game parts now.
We're just ruining it.
Yes. Let's stop.
Oh god, investigate all
There's
of
a lot
it.
of things.
What's the recap going to look? The recap for this episode is basically just going to be Sarah p***ing herself laughing for 10 minutes.
Taylor,
Hey.
the woods.
That's mean, pal. So cool.
Look at all these articles.
I will never laugh
Look at all
again.
these...
She says while laughing.
Yes, all right, Mr. Sholmes, you've all been closed back. Oh, damn it, where'd my monocle go? Oh, God. I guess we'll have to do it again. Put him under.
Look at all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
I can't believe how many there are.
A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings, look!
Very notably, faced backwards so we can't actually see the paintings.
Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here.
Aside from the murder, you mean?
Yes, aside from the murder.
Oh, pfft, if only we'd advanced the text.
Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around.
Not much I can do about that, sunshine.
Is that just ticked? Oh, it's ticked loads of it
Oh,
off.
okay.
Nice one. Okay, bicycle. So, okay, it's just the important stuff.
Do you know, that bicycle makes me think I might want to ride it everywhere, including to court instead of purchasing a vehicle. This is a revolver. A real one.
And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life.
What's the matter, Susie? You and Runo look like you're about to faint.
Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
I like that she keeps her mouth open as she like slowly turns. I don't.
And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Winterbank with this yesterday, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, here we go. I shall have to take my own life.
Great.
Did it have to be that specific
I know,
one? It couldn't have
right?
just been him pointing the gun at the guy. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand.
Mr. Winterbank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he?
Well, it's empty now, and the one and only bullet he had in the gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver.
Yes.
Out of all the articles in this storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked.
Oh, the manuscript's going to be gone.
Yeah.
What is it, Iris?
That's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Iris's unpublished story. The Doggo of the Wanderwills.
Wanderwills. Ah.
Surely that's not what all this...
Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box at once.
And not because I want to read the novel. Certainly not.
yes.
Oh, you're having a look. Oh, someone said, ah.
It was there. Iris's story was there.
Was?
Really? It was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course, I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it there, but still, it's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well-hidden frown.
It's half the size that it was when I deposited it.
Oh, a little flower.
Okay.
But can we read the full novel, The Hound of the Baskervilles?
Oh, God.
in the court record.
Rudowski's just there in court. Oh, I've just got to the
Just
good
a
bit.
sec,
Just a minute.
sec, everyone.
Let me finish this chapter.
Wow, that's a chunky manuscript.
That's a chunky novel. Wow.
Okay, we can only examine the front.
It's like if we open it up and there's like a knife carved out or something.
God.
Like in the...
The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Susato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I'll just have to wait until she's ready to explain
Because
it to
another thing that's only just occurred to me, even though I've been staring at it, is it's pink paper as well.
Yeah,
It's just like,
yeah.
oh, it's just...
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, goodness. What is that? What is it going to be?
I know.
Like,
What's it gonna
I am-
be?
What's
What's
it
it gonna
I am
be?
a little bit, like, dreading what the revelation is going to be for that.
Something with a number and a letter, probably.
Oh, no.
The police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line.
Do you mean like the DL6 incident?
Oh!
Yes.
I'm like, what? What?
Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was shot just once. Straight through the heart.
No, that's interesting because, yeah, obviously he...
Shot through the heart, and you're too
Because-
late, darling. You give love
because-
a bad name.
because he always put the gun to his head.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
Also, the bullet, the exit wound did not look like it was through his heart. It looked like it was through his friggin' shoulder.
Yeah.
I suppose if you fired it at an angle, though.
That's
but
true.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe it was a really, really short person shooting upwards.
Well, it'd have to be,
Or someone on
wouldn't
the floor. I think we're thinking a little bit much about that specific element.
it? Interesting thought, though.
Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing.
I'm not sure that's entirely true, but okay.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I can feel my lifeblood draining from me. Oh, mother! I'm sorry, mother. Oh.
Oh, wait, I'm still alive.
Yeah. God, this is taking a long time, isn't it? Isn't it? Goodness. Poor Iris.
This must be his blood, then. Yes, Ryunosuke. Yes, Ryunosuke.
But guys, are we absolutely sure that what really happened is he wasn't laid on the floor and then someone, like, jabbed a poker up through the floorboards at him?
Oh, for God's sake.
I mean, it could have happened. Could have happened.
I understood that reference. And if you don't understand that reference, then why don't you check out our Danganronpa episodes uploaded every Saturday?
Yes.
Boom, got him.
I don't like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps...
Da-da-da.
Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
Oh, no. Ooh, not at us!
Aim, fire!
It's blue.
Different colour.
Oh!
So, now we know the colour the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. It's not so somebody else has got shot as well.
And it doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain we found in the main shop.
No, but let's add this sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
Yes. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so that's... Wait, there's still more?
Not done?
Hello? Iris?
Don't worry, I'm all right. But we must find the true culprit.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, right. I think we've done everything. I think we've exhausted...
What?
What?
Look at the gun again? Did the gun have a check mark?
Yeah, we investigated the gun quite early on.
I know we investigated the gun. Oh, should we try to talk to, Gregson now and show him the blood sample?
Oh, that's true.
Sure. Or the manuscript even, I suppose. Nope.
No.
Blah, 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 blah.
So much tea.
So much tea. I'm gonna be so late.
Thank you, my lady. Oh, goodness. Trying manuscript. Aha!
Oh, there we go. Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest?
Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of the Baskervilles.
A most fascinating title, your ladyship. Fascinating. And, I don't suppose... Would there be any mention of my humble self in the tale this time?
Good question. I can't really remember.
There is not. I have already read all the way through it.
But I'm sure that if you're very helpful to us, Miss
I'm sure
Gregson.
I could give you a very honourable mention.
I see. Well, why would you, your ladyship? I'll just await its publication with eager anticipation. You needn't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable. You're looking to be arrested, Sunshine? I didn't mean it like that. And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you?
Okay. Right, I guess...
Has
hang
Iris
on.
got a little clue for us if we move
Let's just have a little look at the... Oh, we actually have a full-on
Oh, wow.
colour photographs and everything. Okay.
No, photographic prints.
Right.
That's what people say.
Let's see.
Oh, wait, hold up. This place feels different for some reason.
Where's that? Sorry.
Baker Street?
Yeah, I figured. I figured we were going to go to the Baker Street anyway.
Hello? Mule?
It does look a bit like a mule.
Meow.
Meow.
There's still a Scottish Yard carriage outside Windibanks.
I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home.
Poor Iris. She's very upset by all this. I'm sorry. I was there. I should have done more.
None of this is your fault, Runo. So please don't apologise.
But
It's the criminals who are to blame for all this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them.
And once we found them, I'll shoot them full of holes.
With my whole creation gun.
I'll punch so many I'll punch so many cat doors inside of them that they'll have cats going every which way through them.
God.
That's actually a terrifying.
Yeah, kind of horrific, actually.
Ew.
You're welcome.
Thanks for that.
Yes, you're right.
Stuff of nightmares.
Okay.
Was that it? Oh no, not again!
Not again.
Here we go. Okay.
Deja vu.
Alright, let's see if there's any other hints then. Whoop.
Yeah, we're not going to look at the door. It seems silly. Mm-hmm. I'm just itching to dismantle that huge clock. We could try going to the hospital briefly. Oh no.
Nope.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of those.
Nope. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Don't think there's going to be anything here that's useful.
Nope.
I don't think prison's going to be useful.
We'll
Unless
just go back into the main bit of Windibanks.
Unless Ginny's got... Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh!
I wondered if Ginny is going to have any blood on her somewhere or something.
Oh.
Gina doesn't appear to be here.
I believe she must be in for questioning at the moment.
Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there?
That she escaped.
Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when she wasn't looking and escaped.
When she wasn't looking. She did it with
When
her
he
eyes
wasn't
shut.
looking,
She did it with her eyes shut. She's that good.
Go away. Oh my!
Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse. Situation
It would only make her
worse.
shishito worse.
Shishito.
I bet the slide was my cheek while I was talking.
Oh, no.
ouchie.
Calm down, Runo. I was only joking, of course.
Oh. Ugh. You had me worried there. I thought it was a great deduction.
I wasn't wearing my glasses, you silly.
Yes, it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight your words carry.
Oh dear. I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just thrown his head back and guffawed.
In fact, I can hear him now. I'm not entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, because it reminds her of the fact that he's in critical care after receiving a deadly wound. Well, anyway, it looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime.
Yes. Come along then, Runo. Come along, Susie.
like a pair of pets.
Come now, here.
Come on.
It's like the main shop. Do we go back into that and have a look?
I guess we do. Oh no, okay. Do we present her with the manuscript?
Maybe.
Let's do it. Oh no!
Oh, my manuscript.
Mr. Sholmes said he deposited it at Windibanks, and he had.
But it's so strange. What is it about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it?
Is this the the explicit depictions of violence? I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose.
It's all of the illustrations of fairies that you added to the menu.
Do you know, I was going to say it, but I refrained from it, so it's...
I was also going to say it, but I also refrained from it.
Well, there you go. I guess I'm the bad one. I was thinking of turning red.
And he calls us tawdry.
She hid under she just hid under the bed and she couldn't stop scribbling pictures of fairies cuddling.
The ooh-woo of the Baskervilles.
Oh, no.
Get out.
Watch out for the full moon. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You know what I mean, boys?
No, I really don't want to.
Pete, open this door. I just want to make that very clear.
But can we just get on with it?
No.
But can we get on with it?
In fact, well...
No. The time is up.
Yeah.
We've run out of time.
Yeah, we have.
So we should finish
So
this
let's
line.
end this train wreck of a conversation. And episode.
All you can do is wait until he's ready to tell you, I suppose.
Shall I say it?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're gonna finish this.
Oh, maybe it's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines.
Yes, maybe. I wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't.
But why is it definitely not the reason?
Find out next time.
Yes, it is now time, I'm afraid, to say goodbye to our dear viewers once more. But if you do like what we do and our train wrecks of episodes, as this one has been, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you are notified of our video uploads every Wednesday and Saturday.
Yes.
But until next time, bye-bye for now.
Ta-ta.
And remember, it's always hard to look away from a train wreck. So, watch us next time so that you can watch the train wreck in slow motion.
Please come back,
again.
please. Please don't leave.
Please.